Okay, so that's not gonna work. It's all good. Guess we still just stuck struggling with this. Right? Because we so far out. If I was in a city somewhere, we wouldn't have this kicked off problem. But all praises to the Most High. It's all good. All right, get back to that. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Right? So that's all it takes. Right? It's for the holy days to be coming, and then you desire to be with them. Right? And evil, stop thinking evil means a ghoulish green creature with slobber hanging and fangs. You know, nah, evil just means bad, right? It don't mean all the way over the edge, right? It just means unpleasant, evil, bad. What makes them bad? Things didn't work out. It didn't work out when you was with them before. And then you run back to them for what? To celebrate a holy day? You know? Nah. Neither desire to be with them, y'all. 2, for their heart studied destruction. See that? And their lips talk of mischief. Ain't it? And their lips talk of mischief. I'm just reading this book, y'all. I didn't write this in here. I didn't put this in here. This is what this says. It's telling you. It's telling you the reason for things. For their heart studied destruction. That's what they heart studied. Why? Why would it say that? What do you have to do to be studying destruction? And their lips talk of mischief. Your lips gotta talk of mischief. All right? You speak of it, you bring it on yourself. Right? And they love that. They love to see somebody go downhill. Right? All you did was stop congregating with them, and they talk about you like, man, he ain't with us, you know. She ain't with us anymore. She's damaged goods, you know. She's, you know, on her way down the drain and all of this. And, you know, you ain't did nothing. You just separated yourself, and then you minding your business. And, you know, somehow minding your business is, you know, worthy of hell. They see you out, or they see you wherever they see you, and they turn their nose up, right? And then if they open up their mouth, yikes, right? It's a cold thing if they open up their mouth. Ain't no good words coming out, right? Ain't gonna have nothing good to say. And what is that? That's a damaged mind, and that's a damaged heart. So it ain't that you're saying something so bad. It's not that. But it's what's going on inside of you. Your lips is the end of you, right? When it's coming out your mouth, you're ready for this thing to represent you. We could have a dirty heart and a dirty mind, but if it don't come out our mouth, we could fool people, right? So if it's coming out your mouth, baby, you understand? This thing has saturated you inside and out. You standing on that if it's coming out your mouth. Right. So that's what's getting them in trouble. That's why they're studying destruction. Right? Their hearts study destruction. That means they're trying to figure out how to die. Huh? And what is that to be envious of, y'all? Quality over quantity, y'all. We can't follow the crowd. It ain't about what a whole bunch of people is doing. It's about what a few people is doing. To be honest with you, right? It's not about the big crowd. They're headed somewhere bad. We know what the scriptures say. We know what that talks about, right? So, if a whole bunch of people do it, that's what it takes. That's all it takes for you to want to do that thing. 3, through wisdom is in house building. Through wisdom is a house built, y'all. We know what wisdom is. We know who wisdom is. And we know what her 9 fruits are. So if that house is lacking those 9 fruits, baby, that ain't no house. It look like a house, but when that wind blow, that thing coming down, right? No, it's a house of cards. It's a house of sand. I know it looked like a house, right? And by understanding is it established. 4, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Gotta have that. Gotta have that. Gotta have knowledge. Have to know. Gotta know what's up. With all precious and pleasant riches. Right? 5, a wise man is strong. Yea, and a man of knowledge increaseth strength. So if he's wise, he's going to be strong. How did he get his strength? Through knowledge, through what he knows. You got to know it before you can do it. To be wise is somebody who has done it, right? But to know it is knowledge. You got to know it before you do it. How is he increasing his strength? Through knowledge. You find out about it, you make corrections. In that order. 6, for by wise counsel, right? By wise counsel, thou shalt make thy war. right? You don't know what you doing until you talk to somebody who know what they doing, and they can guide you, right? Oh, you was up in the air. You didn't know what to do. You didn't know where to go. You didn't know how to move next. But you got a brother, right? He's been through that thing. And when he speaks, oh, it's comforting because now you have a plan. That's what I'm going to do, right? And that's what this is. Right? That's what this is. It's what I'm doing about these holy days right now because you know you was being strong, you had your mind made, and then you're seeing all of these pictures. You're seeing these videos. You're seeing these videos. You heard these stories and all of this. We gotta learn to trust the Most High, right? We have to learn to trust Him. You know, He puts us through things. You gotta know that we gonna stack up, and we gonna be having them holy days too. We're gonna throw them too, right? I guarantee you, we gonna stack up. The thing is, there has to become more like us. When you realize what you are and you look around and you're different and you're a black sheep, you got to break out of there and go with the other black sheeps, right? Once upon a time, we were scarce. I was scarce over there. I remember that. I remember being scarce with the GOCC, right? We was calling on the higher. Nobody else was calling on that. They was laughing at us, right? It's 2012. You know? Uh, and that's the cold thing, man. I went through that. And I backed a lot of them guys off. And a lot of them in that church can vouch for that. Because they was running to come and get me. But, you know, it's crazy how they strip that. You know, how that becomes worth nothing when you guys don't see eye to eye on a thing, right? And you know, so yeah, there has to be a separation, guys. You know, when people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them, man. All praises to the Most High. You know, and this is what I'm doing, is showing y'all how to be okay, man. We gotta be grown up. There shouldn't be no situation that comes that makes you do anything. There should not be no situation that can make you do that, y'all. And if it is, guess what that is? Immaturity, y'all. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war. This is wise counsel. You don't think the devil gonna use his stuff, which is everything? He has everything in this earth. This is his realm, right? He's gonna use that stuff to entice you. And if you're weak, it's gonna work. And then he gets to tread on you more. And that's what he wants. Don't be nowhere where you ain't getting treated right. Don't be nowhere where you ain't getting treated right. Because you know that ain't the Most High. The Most High is going to treat you right. Right? That's wise counsel right there. And with that, you shall make your war. Now you ready to fight. Now you got something to stand on, right? And in the multitude of counselors, there is safety, right? So, call us. Call us, right? When you're going through what you're going through, you can call me, right? And if you need somebody, where you at? We got somebody there. I used to yell out all the places where we got somebody. What? Oh, I got it. It's in the back of the it's in the back of the truck bed. And the pen is in my it's in my armrest, I believe. Or in the cup holder. Is Teray here? My fault, y'all. Yeah, we got people, man. Right? And somebody could come from across town and get to you wherever you at. Don't think we ain't got that. Reach out, man. Right? And I'm opening up my land for tabernacles. Right? So if y'all want to bring a tent here, you can do that. Right? We gonna open it up. So us on the West Coast and wherever you want to come from. There's plenty of land out here for y'all to pitch a tent. Right? And I'm going to make that available to us. Right? People are asking what I'm doing for tabernacles. Am I going out for tabernacles? I've been at tabernacles since last tabernacles. I'm still at tabernacles. I'm going to be at tabernacles, right? Until I get this house built. I'm still in a booth, right? So, all praises to the Most High. This is open to you, right? But yeah, we got I am out there. Don't think you don't got I am out there. Tap in, right? 7. Wisdom is too high for a fool, right? So if wisdom is too high for you, hey, you know, wisdom can be too, it's going to be too high for some. We getting thrashed out there, right? We getting beat up bad. And then we hear the solution. And it's the only thing that's going to change anything. It's wisdom in your situation where you're getting thrashed, where I'm getting thrashed, right? And then I hear it, and it's the only one thing that can possibly change my circumstance. And I hear it, and I say, man, forget that, man, I ain't doing that, right? That was the only one thing that was going to help us. And it's uncomfortable, and it's a lot of work, and it don't sound good, and we hate it when we hear it. Oh, you got to do this, that, and the other, brother. Dang, I don't want to do that, right? We got a better idea. That's a fool, fam. That's a fool, and what he's doing that against is wisdom, right? So what we have to do is we have to hear that wisdom, and we know it's going to work, but it's full of things that we don't want to do. So we shun it, and we keep on suffering. We keep on going through what we're going through, right? Nah, we got to hear that wisdom. And if it's a soldier off in us, that soldier got to come out, y'all. Every chance you get, do something that you don't want to do. Right? Just jump up and hit it. Jump up and hit it. And jump up and hit it. Dive in there, be uncomfortable, hate it, all that. Because eventually, you're going to stop hating it. And you're going to start liking it. That's everything and anything that you do. I told y'all, if you lay down on a bed of needles every day, right? Eventually, it's going to be time to lay down on a bed of needles, right? But it ain't no thing to you because you've been doing this every day for who knows how long. And everybody around is going to say, man, you see how Aquak just laid down on that bed of needles? It ain't going to be nothing to you, right? And that builds character. And that's who the Father wants to give his kingdom to. Can you imagine what happens to your heart being that type of a person? Feel what I'm saying? Funnels everywhere, man. Yeah. Yeah, we just got to hit it, y'all. Flat out. I know we don't want to do things, but that's how we elevate. And we do that, we go into that struggle for a while. And then when we come out of that struggle, uh, it's beautiful. And then we get a rest. And that's going to be enjoyment like you never known, right? But guess what? You don't get to enjoy it long. You sit down, you catch it, you enjoy it, you marvel for a minute, and then guess what? It's time to hit it again and elevate some more. And then you'll rest again. Right? And it's a cycle. And we just got to keep elevating. Elevate. Right? Wisdom is too high for a fool. So when you shun that, that's why he's a fool. That's why she's a fool. Because she's shunning wisdom. What is the wise thing to do? See what I'm saying? He opened not his mouth in the gate. Now that's one type of a fool. One who knows he doesn't know, so he doesn't open his mouth. Right? And it's a scripture in the Apocrypha that talks about that. It's talking about a fool keeping his mouth closed, and because of that, he appears wise. Right? 8. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. And we don't want that, right? Because we represent the Most High. You don't want to be known for being a mischievous person. Mischief, right? But it's turning out like that for some people, you know. You could sit there, you could talk righteous all you want, but in real life, man, you done left a trail of disaster, my brother. You done left a trail of disaster. All kind of people hurt behind you. You think I would want that? Because it come with some money and a whole bunch of fake people, right? And the best video equipment and the best life and the this and that. No, I'd rather be pure-hearted, who I am, right? And gain that stuff as it comes, right? By the will of the Most High. Only if it's the Most High's will. Might not be the Most High's will. And that's okay. Whatever his will is, I'm with, right? And that's how we have to be. And that's what type of alliance I'm trying to build. If you can be bought, the Most High don't want you. And why would I? What can I do with somebody who can be bribed? They're going to do that with something that I trust you with, right? Here, hold on to this. Don't let nobody get it, right? And then they come and bribe you. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. Yikes. To devise you. They're going to tell you to do something that ain't wise to do. They're going to devise you to do something evil. Nah. 9. The thought of foolishness is sin. The thought, guys. When you do it, no. When you think it. And the scorner is an abomination to men. And I know some scorners, y'all. And it's a whole bunch of them where you trying to run back to. Scorners, y'all. Hurting people's feelings and don't care. Get out of here. So what? Never mind your feelings, right? No heart. No feelings. 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So that's when the strength counts. In the middle of adversity. When you got strength, when everything is going great, that's not strength. I don't know what that is, but it ain't strength. Right? In the day of adversity is when strength counts. That's when you can say, I got strength. When you able to go through things. Right? So we running back to wolves in the 7th month. I've been putting 7 on all my days. It's 9th. They call it the 9th. Right? And that's crazy. Because after September is October. And that OCT means 8. Caught you. But Daniel 7:25, right? He shall think to change times and laws. So I said the 7th month, and you're saying, oh, it's the 9th. It's the 7th month in real life. But 7th month roll around and everybody want to break down. Not me. Not me. And people are begging to, please, please, just come back, man, and just blah, blah. They say never. I'm saying never. Never, ever. Never, ever. I'm not standing next to no wicked men. You know, I love the Most High for real. This ain't no act with me. That's why I came in playing real deal. I'm not standing with no wicked men. Right? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I see who people are. They showed me, and I believe them. Right? And nah, we got to do something else. You know, we got to do something that ain't wicked. I want to be where love is. Right? I want to be where all praises to the Most High means something. Not just some empty phrase. Right? Yes, yes, yes. thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn into death, and those that are ready to be slain. 12. If thou sayest, behold, we knew not, does not he that pondereth the heart consider it? Real question, right? If you say you didn't know, does not he that pondereth the heart consider it? He that pondereth the heart, yeah, he's going to consider that, right? And he that keepeth thy soul, does not he know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? Con, if thou forbear to deliver them, that are drawn into death. So would you deliver somebody who's going into death? And those that are ready to be slain. Got to be slain to go into death, right? 12. If thou sayest, so if they say, behold, we knew it not. Oh, Father, I didn't know, right? Does not he that pondereth the heart consider it? So when you say, I didn't know, Father, he's going to look into that. Did you know or did you not know? Right? He's going to consider it. Oh, maybe you didn't know, right? Christ told him, right? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And we don't know if whether or not the Father said, yeah, I think they knew, son, right? He said that. He prayed for them. That was his wish. And it's my wish too. And it ought to be yours. Because that's the soft, that's the way to the soft spot in the Father's heart, right? He's merciful. He loves when we're merciful, right? Yes, yes, yes. But he's really going to consider that. We knew it not. Does not he that pondereth the heart consider it? Yeah, he's going to consider it. Well, maybe you didn't know. But you know what? Yeah, you knew, right? Right? Much given, much required, and he know that I knew, right? My mind on judgment, right? And he that keepeth thy soul, does not he know it? He knows your soul, right? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? So this is telling us that the wicked gonna get what they got coming, man. When they did that thing, it's gonna feel like they got away with it, man. They didn't get away with nothing, man. And I just pray these guys repent, man. I pray they repent. I pray you repent if you falling on the wrong side of this. I pray I always repent, right? If I do something wrong, let me change that around in my heart, right? And if there is a wrong person, let me go chase that person down and see if I can make something right with them, right? Something that I messed up. You better believe if I mess something up, y'all, You would hear me on here begging those people, right? I ain't did nothing to nobody, man. That's easy. That's the easy part. Chase them down and see how you can reconcile and see what you could put up, what you could pay, right? How can I make it right with your brother, right? That's the easy part for me. Nah, this is deeper than that, y'all. Oh, it's so much deeper. 13, my son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb, which is sweet to thy taste. Enjoy yourself, right? Why? 14, so shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. Okay, the same way that honey is sweet, that's the same way knowledge of wisdom. Not just knowledge alone, but the knowledge of wisdom. And every time you see wisdom, family, what is that? It's 9 spirits. So that's what it's talking about. Love, joy, peace, right? Long suffering, gentleness, goodness, meekness, temperance, right? Faith, right? So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. It's sweet unto thy soul, fam. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward. What's the reward of that? Everything. I don't need anything. It's already mine. Right? I don't need it in my pocket. It's mine wherever it's at. Why? Because this is my world. This is my world. This time right here is my life. I don't need anything. I don't care about no holy day. I don't care about walking in the door and blending into all of these people for a holy day. It's going to take more than that to make me slightly uncomfortable, right? And this is what I want to rub off on you if you're listening. Fill up. Fill up with integrity, y'all. Fill up with integrity right now. Feel everything in the earth, in your torso, right? It belongs to your Father. So do you. You belong to your Father. It belongs to your Father, right? So pull it and your Father into your soul and be able to sit there with your thumbs in your lap, right? We don't need nothing. We can sit through this and we can build ourselves. We starting over fresh. Those things will come, right? We're not 5 years old. Come on, right? So shall the wisdom, so shall Salakia, so shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, it's going to be sweet as honeycomb. Right? When you have wisdom, when you have the Holy Spirit, what else is she? It says, let patience have her perfect work. She's patience, right? She's patience. Then there shall be a reward. What's the reward? Everything. Everything is hers. Time is hers, right? Earth is hers, heaven is hers, eternity is hers. That's the secret to it, fam. Eternity is hers. So what's any little punk time on earth, right? That's how somebody can do something so long and it's like, man, how are you not getting tired? Because eternity is theirs. You are what you are. And you're going to be that, right? Right? The spots on the lion don't get tired of being the spots on the lion, man. Okay? Definitely not while his soul is in that flesh. Now, when he decay away, that's another story, and that we got to do too, or the flesh got to do it. But that spirit, baby, that's what your flesh is for. It's building your spirit. When your spirit come out of the flesh, that's what it is forever. It'll never get another chance to be anything else. That's why while you're in your body, you better grow that spirit. Grow your spirit. How? Love, y'all. If you're not loving, you're not growing your spirit. Right? And you become tender. So when you see these people and they rough, that's the lowest state of mind, y'all. That's a big child. And like, what is it about? When a child crash out, right? What is that about? Macaroni, you know what I'm saying? Crackers. It's something small, right? You ever seen the little boy that shake out in that chair? We be grown still doing that, y'all. For what? I can't think of anything, man. That'll make me do that. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to watch it happen. And then I'm going to look the other way and say, man, right? Yikes. I may say different things, you know, but I'm going to mumble it and I'm going to say it to myself and I'm going to go on about my business, right? Can't think of nothing, man, right? A lot of this stuff ain't nothing, y'all. Of course, we know the things that'll be sad and things like this and things that'll make you mad and, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm going to pull my head together. I bet you the sun don't go down on my wrath, right? And thy expectation shall not be cut off. So the things you expect, they're going to happen. But what you got to do first, right? That knowledge of wisdom got to become sweet to your soul as that honeycomb. And now we're in the right place for that. Know that that's not going to be a reality at the place where you came from. It's not going to, right? Oh, they stacking it up. They still stacking it up, y'all. I'm telling you, organized religion Yikes. It's horrible, guys. The heart of Christ is not in organized religion, y'all. At all. They care more about everything else. They care more about their image and how they are seen than they do about any brother or sister, right? Than they do about Christ. Christ been on the back burner, right? It starts out that way, and you accumulate what you accumulate, and what the Father is going to do, he's going to make them choose. Now you got this big old great thing built up, and then you got me. And it's like, if you were to lose that, if I was to threaten that, would you still choose me? And he's going to make you choose. And now these guys are going to choose the pomp. They're going to choose the pomp, guys. And they chose the pomp. Right? 15, lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. So where I'm chilling, stay away from it. But they're not going to do that. Right? I only got 2 people over here. They still plotting. They want me to die, y'all. They want me to slit my wrist, y'all. Right? Be with us or die. Not be with us or go ahead. Right. Hey, didn't work out. Right? Wish you the best, my brother. Nah. Not when you're wicked. No. Pay now. Ain't no going separate ways until we meet at the throne, because they know what's going to happen at the throne. No, I got to make bronze uncomfortable right now. He has to pay right now. That's how you know what people believe or not, right? But it's all good, man, you know. Y'all are going to see. You know, it's a lot of things in the works. I know it don't look like it, but it's a lot going down right now. Y'all about to see. Right? But, of course, the kingdom don't come by no observation. That means you're not going to stand there and kick your foot up on the wall and watch it happen. Nah, the kingdom is within you. You are the kingdom. Us, y'all. Us. So we want to kick our foot up on the wall and watch something come, and that it don't come like that. Right? We want to kick our foot up on the wall until we see Brown's got it going on over here, and then we gonna try to come. No, I need you now. Right? I need you right now. Tap in right now. Right? Tap in right now. Let's get busy right now. Right? The laborers are few right now. And the work is plenteous right now. Right? Let's get busy right now, baby. You know? 16. For a just man falleth 7 times. This is another time, I guess, they say I fell, right? You looking at me? Right? I don't have the large congregation I once had. You know, we're scarce in number now. You know, I ain't showing up in no crisp garment for the holy days this month. A lot of people call that I fail, right? I guess this is another fall. I don't feel like I fail. I felt like, boy, I got wings. Right? But I guess this is one of those 7 falls, right? But guess what? And riseth up again. I'm going to be up again, baby. We going to be up. And guess what's going to be there that wasn't nowhere else? Real love. Real love, baby. Not the fake stuff. Real love. When you leave us, it's still love. We ain't going to talk about you, and bet not nobody talk about you in front of us, right? Real love. Go see whatever you feel like you need to go see. And after you see it, we'll be here. We'll be here. And that's how it ought to be. Go do what you need to do. I'm not peeking around no corners on you. Right? I'm not sending spies at you. I'm not, you know what I mean? Man, you got my best wishes, brother. Go on and see what you need to see outside of us. That's okay. And when they come back, then you know it's real. Right? We got to let people be people, man. Freedom. Freedom, y'all. The Most High made us with free will. Free will. So if the Creator ain't trying to hold you, then anybody else trying to hold you is wicked. How a man trying to hold you? The Father ain't trying to hold you. He put the facts out here. You know what's what? Choose. But a just man falls 7 times. Now, this is a just man, family. He's a just man. What is that? That's a good man. He's not a bad man, but he falls, right? But guess what? He rises up again. But now the wicked now, they're going to fall too, right? But the wicked shall fall into mischief. Now the just man falls, but he ain't fell into no mischief. When that wicked man fall, he don't get back up. He don't rise up again, how this says. He's done, right? 17, rejoice not when thine enemy fall. And let not thine heart be glad when he stumble. So, rejoice not when thine enemy falls. So you seen him fall. He your enemy. You can't stand him. Poof, he hit the ground, right? And you may feel good because you didn't rejoice. But guess what else? And let not thine heart be glad when he stumble. So when you see him trip, floop, floop, right, over his own feet and almost fall, but he catch himself, your heart now, don't let your heart be glad. So you could be looking at him and say whatever with your mouth and make it look good. But we talking about your heart now. Don't let your heart be glad. So forget the appearance and all of that. We're talking your heart being glad. So I mean it when I say I love these guys, man. I really live by this. I don't just read these scriptures and just keep on going. No, I really put this in my bosom. And I try to follow what it says. Right? Because I know it's what? Up here. We just talked about it. Right? Wisdom is too high for a fool. That's wisdom, fam. And I ain't no fool. So I'm not going to allow it to be too high for me. Right? Rejoice not when thine enemy fall. We got to feel for him, y'all. We got to feel for him. And let not thine heart be glad when he stumble. Real deal. We got to really feel that in our heart when we see them stumble. We got to feel for them, right? Now that's being of the Most High right there. 18, lest the Lord seeth, and it displeases him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Right? Or else the Most High gonna see you and see how you're feeling and all that, and he gonna like, you know what? Never mind. Let me prop back up this wickedness here, right? And you know, so yeah, I really don't want nothing to happen to nobody though. Anybody, man. Nobody. This is a new day. Today is a new day. And if it could be my way, nobody will get hurt in this new day and forward. Everything that's behind us, forget about that. And that's how you have to feel. You can't feel like, okay, yeah, tomorrow I want something to happen to you. The time ain't right now. So I'm going to be friends, but I want something to happen to you tomorrow. No, we got to want nothing to happen today and forward forever, right? I know what happened in the past. I know how ugly that is, but never mind that, right? Never mind that. Let that be what that is. Let's go forward from here in perfect harmony. That's the way I feel, right? And just because I don't want to go back among brothers, that don't mean that I want to see anything bad happen to anybody, right? I don't care what they got going, what their practices are, or none of that, right? Everybody, y'all. Anybody. Muslims, Buddhists, right? Whoever. Whoever, y'all. I see so differently now. I'm telling y'all, that realm I went in, It's going to be some Muslims in there, y'all. There's some Buddhists in there. Because the Most High is judging by what did you do? It's going to be some Christians in there, y'all. Taking your Hebrew spot. Why? Because their heart was good. The Most High is not religious. He's not religious, y'all. But once you know what you know, and you latch on to that, you can't go backwards. That he will fry you for. The Muslims, they really don't know. They hear it, but they wasn't in a way where they was going to latch on to it. Right? Their heart was not connected to that. But whoever you are, you know you better not hurt nobody. You know you better not lie to nobody. However you're serving God, you better serve him. You better love him, and you better love your neighbor. And that's what he's going to judge you according to. He's going to judge you according to what you knew and what you learned. And it's a lot of them guys, they don't know what we know. They don't know what we know. And that's what he's going to judge them according to. Now, when you're religious, oh, you're up so high on all of these other facts. And then guess what you do? You step on everybody according to all of this knowledge you have, right? Knowledge puff up, but charity edifieth. So that's our job. That's why Hebrews are different, because everybody is wrong and we're right, and we have to correct them. And we got to do it meek. And we got to do it gently. And that's why we're in trouble, because we have to have the love. A Hebrew without love is in trouble, because all he's going to do is browbeat his whole life. Yeah, they thought they was religious. A Christian thought they was religious. A Buddhist and a Muslim and a Krishna, right, thought they was religious until you see a Hebrew. Woo! That's religious, y'all. Oh, we got the whole law to stand on and beat everybody. Nobody got as many rules as we have. So we got to be careful with that when we stand on that and come down on this earth, right? First of all, you better not be breaking anything that you're talking about. You better not be no hypocrite. You better not get this long list of the law and start cooking the world according to it, and you in your own heart ain't right. That better not be you. That better not be you. Right? By the same stick that you measure everybody else with, the Most High gonna measure you with that same stick. How are we careful of this? How do we get over that? How do we get our foot out of that trap? 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Right? Lest the Lord see it, and it displeases him, y'all. And he turned away his wrath from him. I want the Most High to turn his wrath away. And that's what we pray. And that's what Christ prayed. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I know I'm talking crazy to y'all right now, but that's not my fault. It's our fault. It's the earth's fault. Because the earth is speaking on a realm that it has never visited. The sapphire didn't tell us to cook up all of this religious folklore that we got going on down here. Oh, we so high and we look at everybody else and we're so above them. I don't want to stand next to anybody like that, right? I don't hate them, right? I don't hate them, and I don't feel above them. I feel below them, because I don't get to feel like that, and I don't get to think like that, and I know better. So if something start creeping in me feeling like that, I gotta check it. They don't gotta check nothing. They could just feel however they want to feel, you know. And that's why I have to go and be who I am and stack up more brothers who are like me and sisters. We're another breed, y'all. We're the loving breed. We're the breed who loves. Right? We're the Hebrews who nobody will be uncomfortable around. Do what you do. Talk how you talk. Eat what you eat. Right? I'm here because before the night is over, I'm going to say 7 words in a sentence and they're going to stick with you for the rest of your life. And when you're ready to stop playing church, you're going to come find me. If the Most High should touch your heart and say, okay, I want you with me, you're going to say, you know what? It was this one brother. His name was Brother Bronze. Right? And whatever your name is, I'm going to go find that person. Because I'm ready to be about what I saw them be about, right? We're not religious. We are Bible. The Bible is not a religious book. The Bible is building a person, right? Religion is building an idea. You have an idea, but that's not your heart. The Bible is building somebody's heart now. And that's what time it is. And we coming upon the last days, and the Father put this in the earth to be understood how this world has never understood it before. So when you see this grow, you're looking at what's really gonna go into the end of the world, y'all. And it's deep on me, and it's very emotional, because I understand what this is, and I understand what's happening. And I've known me all my life. I've known myself all my life. And to know that he chose me. Yikes. It's very emotional. But this is it, y'all. This is it. These are the fruit that shall remain, y'all. So, if you come in the role, prepared to have a heart of gold, or to just don't even mess with it, right? Fret not thyself because of evil men. Worry not yourself because of some bad man. Neither be thou envious of the wicked. Oh, they got it all right now. But would you rather have that? Or would you rather have your heart that shall remain? Nah. Don't worry about them. Just know that you will have those things, right? The Most High gonna put that jacket on your back. Just be patient. 20. For there shall be no reward to the evil man. It's temporary, y'all. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. They running with a torch right now. That torch is on its way out, y'all. 21. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. They're given to change, y'all. They're not solid. Remember I was just talking about what you are, you're going to be, and that's to be proud of? Well, these guys, they're going to change. They got no anchor. Situations change them. They change on the dime just based off of what kind of day they're having, right? And we can't be like them. And that's why I said about the holy days, right? Don't let that change up what you've had going, right? Don't let that get you to switching, because you're making yourself these people right here. And meddle not with them that are given the change. You're giving yourself to change, right? Stand on this. 22. For their calamity shall rise suddenly. No, don't do it to them, Father, please. They know not what they do, right? And that's what we got to be praying. We got to be hoping it don't come on them. And we got to be hoping that the Father bring it on them in a way that don't destroy them. right? If it's any way possible, Father, that you can have them see what they need to see without destroying them, right? That'll be my choice, Father, that you do, right? Only if it be your will, Father. And he hears that, and that's a soft spot for him, right? Oh, you want to be the little son right up under the father's leg? That's how you do it right there. You can't be, oh, I hate them, Father, and Father, destroy them, and Father, this and that, and Father, bring your judgment down on them. You know, he like, I'm going to bring my judgment down on you. What you do last week? What, you know what I'm saying? Nah. We got to be hoping for grace and mercy, y'all, for everybody. See what I'm saying? For their calamity shall rise suddenly. He ain't playing. They're playing with him. They ain't done nothing to us. They playing with him. And who knoweth the ruin of them both? Mm, mm, mm. Yikes. Ruin, y'all. That's a cold word. RUIN. Yikes. 23. These things also belong to the wise. What belongs to the wise? It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. So, these things belong to the wise also. Just because you wise, don't think this can't be you. That's what that's telling us. That's talking to us with this top tier heart. Yeah, you got your heart right. You know what I'm saying? You in line with 1 Corinthians chapter 13. But that destruction is for you also, buddy. These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have a respect of persons in judgment. So don't think just because you lined up nicely with 1 Corinthians chapter 13 that the Father gonna consider that if you want to go left. He's not. Soon as you step out of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, then you're in the rain. 1 Corinthians 13 is a house, right? And you're only safe while you're in that house. Now, when you leave that house, hey, when you go outside of that house, right? Then there's rain and there's car crashes and there's fires and there's bombs going on, everywhere. That safe house is that safe house, right? And that's a principality. That ain't no camp, right? I'm not talking about no church, right? I'm not talking about no religion. I'm talking about a way of life in your heart. I'm talking about a condition of your heart. That's what 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is, right? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? But principles. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is a principle. Come on. 24. He that saith unto the wicked, thou art righteous. Oh, we got to be careful with that. Yes, they big and pompous, and they're having beautiful holy days, and they got all of these people, and they got all of this money, right? They got all of these things. Say that. Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that all day. It's nice. It's a beautiful life. It's wonderful. But I'm not going to call them righteous. That part you can't get. That part you can't get. You didn't earn that. Nah. When it counts, y'all gonna fumble the ball, man. You gonna fumble the ball on the righteous. I can't give you that. Right? And I didn't plan this, y'all. I didn't plan to come to I didn't know what this chapter was gonna say. I knew how it started, and I kind of know it vaguely, and but when you really get into it and you start breaking down these commas, man, this book is shocking me too. I'm sorry I came here. I don't want to be talking about this. But the Father thought it necessary, right? This is what time it is. I'm going to read whatever this book say. When we come here, I'm reading it. Right? And if it sound bad on me and it throw me through the meat grinder, if I'm guilty of something, all praise it to the Most High. Right? I'm not exempt. I'm flesh. I'm flesh and bone, right? I ain't seen nothing that I'm not above, but if I see something I'm not above, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna let it be known. Right? But I'm on top of everything we've been reading though. Right? 24, he that saith unto the wicked, thou art righteous, him shall the people curse. So these people ain't righteous, man. I don't care what they got. I don't care how great they life look. You could give them all of that, but you can't give them righteous. If they're not righteous, you better not be calling evil good, right? So I don't care what kind of holy day you got going. You're not catching me in there, right? But if you ever need me, Brother Brown's on the way, right? Told you on 100 bars, right? Might not see me at your holy days, but if you ever need me, Brother Bronze is on the way. And I mean that to this day. Him shall the people curse. So the people gonna curse you. If you're running around and you're calling the wicked righteous, the day is gonna come where you're gonna have to stand by that word. You're gonna have to stand by everybody you vouched for. And that's why I'm not standing with no wicked men. No. No. I'm going to call it like it is. If you got a leg up on something, I'll admit that. But I'm not going to call you righteous if you ain't. Nations shall abhor him. Right? So everybody, man, not just you, not just the Israelites, everybody. Every tribe, right? 25, but to them that rebuke him shall be delight. And that's what this is, right? There's rebuke in this. And a lot of people don't rebuke. They're going to run from that, right? Nah. I'm going to read this book. And I'm going to tie whoever to it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I know that we all can vouch for, that we've seen with our eyes, I'm going to use that example in these scriptures. That's what we have them examples for. They're showing you who they are in this book. Right? And a good blessing shall come upon them. So, and what is that? That's choosing Christ, y'all. And that's why. That's why he gonna be blessed, right? That's why he gonna be a delight. Because Christ got his back. Those who have forsaken houses and families and, You know that scripture, for Christ's sake, right? 26. Every man shall kiss his lips that giveth the right answer. The man who comes with it, he's going to be loved by they who are necessary to love him. Right? They cheered once upon a time when I was with them. Now guess what? They're on the side that they're going to fall on the wrong side of what I'm saying now. So y'all better switch it up. Y'all better get on the side of what's right. Because I'm always going to make a clear depiction between right and wrong. I'm going to give you the right side. I'm going to give you the wrong side. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't cutting no corners, and I ain't sugarcoating nothing, and I ain't turning nothing crap if it's really sweet. Right? I'm going to call it like it is, the way I always have. Right? So if you're not on my team, hey, you should have been, right? You should have been. It's not my fault. I was put here. I was put here. Everything was planned. I'm not my own. I belong to someone who saw all of this fit. And guess what? I agree. That's all I can do is agree or refuse. And I know he brought me to this chapter right here. All I wanted was this. This first one, right? But guess what? There's a chapter. Right? And it goes all the way to 34 verses. And we gonna read all 34, ain't it? Yeah, we gonna read all 34. Mine, we at 27 now. And 27 says, prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thine houses. "28. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips." Right? Why? Because that's your prepared work. 27. Prepare thy work without. Right? So on the outside of that, prepare your work. And that's what we trying to do, y'all. When we nice and established, we ain't trying to have none of this stuff be a part of us. And make it fit for thyself in the field. You preparing your work. You got your field cut out, and afterwards build thine houses, right? Have a nice foundation, fam, is what this is telling us, right? And how do we do that? We be not a witness against our neighbors, right? Without cause. We can't be dogging the brother out and he didn't really do nothing, you know? I saw years of mistreatment where I come from, and I didn't do nothing to those guys, fam. Because if I did, they would have been on my phone real quick. Yo, You wrong me like this and you wrong me like that. I never got those calls, man. Right? Yeah. You can't be built on that. You can't build your foundation on that. Right? Being a witness against your neighbor without cause, right? And deceive not with your lips. Don't be lying on nobody, man. Don't be saying nothing out your mouth about somebody that ain't true. Right? 29. Say not, I will do so to him as he has done to me. Repay not evil for evil, right? I will render to the man according to his works. So if you do that, that's what the Most High is saying. The Most High is saying, say not, I will do to him. So he did something to you, and you're saying you're going to do it back to him. And the Most High is saying, if you do that back to him, I will render to the man according to his works. Right? So I'm going to put both of y'all in the skillet. He did what he did to you. When I come, I'm going to put him in the skillet. But if I come and you done did it back to him, then guess who's going in the skillet with him? That part, right? Yes. 30. I went by the field of the slothful and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding, right? We in the vineyard, y'all. That's why I'm abusing that word. I love that word. Vineyard, the vineyard, right? But he said, I went by the field of the slothful, and I went by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And what did you see? And lo means look, and look, it was all grown over with thorns, right? And that's how we got to see our warship. Our warship is like a vineyard and like a field. And we got to keep it trimmed and cut nice. We got to take care of it, right? And if a thorn should grow out of you, you better chop it, right? That's what your thorns are, right? Those things about yourself that you don't like, those things that you know you got to work on, right? You got to be working at that. I went by the field of the slothful, and that's slothful. If you just sit around with that on you and you don't correct that, and you're not growing every day, and you're not becoming a better man every day, I'm telling you, you can be a much better man next year, right? Next September, you can be a whole nother person if you want to. In the heart, I'm talking about. In the heart, I'm talking about, right? I'm not talking about worldly gain. I'm talking about in your heart, right? And nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone well thereof was broken down. So we gotta build ourselves up, y'all, like a nice courtyard or something, like a nice corridor, you know? We gotta build ourselves up tall and high and beautiful. Our spirit. I'm talking about your spirit, right? That's what this is talking about. It just talked about, the false witness bearer, right? And the person deceiving with the lips, right? Telling you to build, telling you to build a solid foundation. That's what this is talking about, right? That's what it's attributing that to. You're not wicked. You have it in your heart. You could build your heart to be what you need it to be, but whose field did he go to? He said he went to the slothful, right? He went to the field of the slothful. And who else? The vineyard of the man that is void of understanding. So you didn't understand, right? Those are the two people. The ones that don't want to do it, they understand, but they don't want to do it. And they're not gonna. And then the other person is the one that's void of understanding. He didn't know what was being asked of him. Right? Know what's being asked of you out there, fam. And what's being asked of you? A good heart, y'all. And you have that good heart. You have it. So that's why this is accrediting you for being slothful. Because you didn't do what you needed to do, right? To crawl into the full person of who your heart had the capacity to be. You could have did that. You could have became that beautiful man or woman. You had everything you needed inside of you to make that a reality. But you were slothful, or either you didn't have the understanding. The understanding can be gotten. You can understand. All of us can understand. All of us can learn something. And all of us can be everything but slothful. You could shake that slothfulness off and get up and rise. And rise. And that's better than any dollar amount. This ain't talking about nothing physical and carnal and all of that. This is talking about your heart, family. Now, when you got a bomb heart, this world cannot touch you. They can't do nothing with you. They just got to kill you, right? If the Father will allow it. If the Father allows that. And that's another thing that they got to consider. Because if the Father don't want them to go nowhere, then guess who's going, buddy? You, if you ran up. Right? That part. 32. Then I saw, what else did you see? And considered it well. Oh, I've seen it and I looked at it and I had to say la. I really paused, right? I didn't just bunny hop this when I seen it. I considered it well, right? What did you consider well? I looked upon it. And what did you see? And received instruction. 33. Yet a little sleep. Yet little slumber. Right? Yet little folding of the hands to sleep. A little bit of sleep, y'all, which you do when your toxins are low. When you got a whole bunch of toxins going on, you need a lot of sleep. So, man, diet ties to, I keep telling us, diet ties to this a lot. A lot of this has to do with diet. And where do you grow the good stuff to have you on point with this? In a vineyard, right? You farm, baby. And that's what we about to do. That's what we about to do. Oh, I'm working hard. Y'all gonna see something in a minute. I'm gonna show y'all something in a minute. It's a little bit coming real soon, but that ain't nothing. Don't even count that. But, you know, you guys are gonna see what's going on very soon. I'm working on it every day. I'm almost about ready to reveal a thing or two, right? Glory to a higher in him alone. 34. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. What armed man? Christ, y'all. This is figurative. This is figurative. Now, you could get lost at the end of this chapter and like, what is this talking about, right? It just went into a vineyard, somebody being lazy, right? Somebody being lazy in the vineyard, being ran over with bushes and stuff, and and that's how it ended, with you not taking care of your grounds, and then poverty came. What is that poverty? Right? Vineyards make money, right? But you got to work them. Now, if you stop working your vineyard and the bushes grow all crazy, and your well is supposed to be stone, but it's broken down and it's rubble, what did it just say? Right? I went to the field of the slothful, and what did you see? And by the vineyard of the man void of understanding, and lo, it was all grown over with thorns, y'all. What are those thorns? Mishaps, y'all. A thorn, we say it all the time. A thorn in your side, right? Oh, that was a thorn in my side. Problems, y'all. And you're causing problems. They're your thorns. So people see those thorns when they look at you. This is your vineyard, right? And nettles covered the face thereof, right? Bushes and stuff. You supposed to have that stuff trimmed down, right? And looking nice. You got to prune for the fruit. See what I'm saying? You got to work your vineyard, right? And the stone wall thereof was broken down. So you didn't put your wall back up? Yeah, you broke it. But did you put it back up? Oh, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful parable. This is talking about your soul, fam. How do you break down your wall, and how do the nettles grow and cover your face and you ain't chopping them down? And if you let them nettles grow over the face, guess what's on them nettles? Thorns. That's how it was all grown over with thorns, right? Your stone wall is broken down, right? 32. Then I saw and considered it well. What is he thinking? He's paralleling it. This is a soul, right? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. It don't take much sleep to get up and chop that stuff down, y'all. Right? Now, what is all of this stuff? What is these thorns? Right here. Here's a good thorn right here. And deceive not with thy lips. That's a thorn. How many of those you done let grow up over your vineyard, right? How do we take that away? We go to that person that we lied to. Hey, I lied to you and I apologize. I told you this and it was really that. And I do apologize. And guess what else? I love you. The love, y'all, the big bad L word, right? Seeketh not her own, vaunteth not herself, right? So you think about other people, right? What's another one? Neither be thou envious of the wicked. You envious of the wicked? You want what the wicked got? Then guess what? You're going to have to put on the wicked shoes if you want what the wicked got, right? Do you want what the wicked got bad enough to put their shoes on? Well, that's exactly what you did if you tried to go back to them. If you went crawling back in that door because it was a holy day, right? You're putting their shoes back on, right? Because you want what they have. Want nothing. Our wants is going to get us in so much trouble. Everything that's going on foul is because of somebody wanted something. Wanted something that did not belong to them. Thou shalt not covet. Right? 34. So, your vineyard is all overgrown and all this, right? So shalt thy poverty, right? So, when all of the other farms around you is raking in that dough that they got from working their fields and bringing up these crates and pallets of produce, right? They gonna be rich over there. But you, so shall thy poverty come as one that now they finna give it up to your shire. Now, right? Watch this. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth. So you're in travail when you're in poverty, right? You're in poverty and you're in travail. It's a tough time. It's a hard, it's stringent, despair for you, right? And thy want as an armed man. Who is that armed man, y'all? It's Christ, right? This is a precept to the thief in the night, right? Thy want, you're going to want. You're going to want what? You're going to want righteousness. You're going to want to have clinked all of this up. You're going to want to repent. It's going to be too late, right? You're going to want to see Christ's smile and not his grimace, right? And the big red eyes that you're going to be looking at right before he swing his sword and mess up his garment, right? Or maybe he might throw it to me. He might throw me the sword and say, handle your business, Brian. Right? Whoever you are, he might throw it to you. Because it says that It says we gonna handle these folks, y'all. That's another part of it. I don't want to do that either, but the same way I don't want to do this, and I'm gonna do it, hey, I ain't gonna want to do that, and I'm gonna crawl into that. I don't want to hurt anybody, right? I hope the Father find a way to forgive us all, man. You know. But hey, when Christ tossed me that sword, I'm gonna obey my master. Down the volcano you go, right? The ground gonna open up, right? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, we gotta get right, fam. Ain't it? We gotta get right, family. We can't play with this. How do we get right? Where do we get right? We get right in our heart. What you waiting for? Your mind is already right. You already know better. Well, get your mind right. No, your mind. You already know. No, get your heart right. Okay? That's what you get right. Get your heart right. Jeremiah 17:9. It's your heart stopping you, baby. It's your heart stopping you. It's not your mind. Your mind knows better. Your feelings ain't right. That's what ain't right. You're sitting there, you're saying, I'm not doing this. What the scripture say? Let me bring you back. Kapow. Where is it? Right? The thought of foolishness is sin. That's what you get right. Right? The thought of foolishness is sin. That ain't the one though. Right here, wisdom is too high for a fool. So they hear that wisdom and they hate it. Right? That's what you get right. You get your heart right. Your heart is stopping you from hearing this wisdom, right? That's what you get right. Stop saying get your mind right. Say get your heart right. Your heart is stopping you from moving, not your mind. Your mind hear wisdom, and your mind say, man, that's a good idea. But it's too high for me, right? Wisdom is too high for a fool. It's too high for me. Oh, that could never be me. Brother told me that one time. I could never be perfect. I said, why would you say that? Why would you speak? Why would you even speak that into existence? If you feel like that, that's one thing. Why would you say that? Would you would you stop yourself? If you could be, would you stop yourself? Right? Nah, yes you can. Right? Sure you can. The Father told us to be. Do we think our Father really gave us an impossible task? He said, be perfect as I am perfect. First thing you got to do is look into what he calls perfect. Let's get that on our way. What time is it? 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock my time? Let me know what y'all want to do. Y'all want to hang out? Y'all want to keep going in this book? Let your brother know. Whatever you say, that's what it's going to be. Right? Because I ain't doing nothing. I'm just chilling, relaxing, you know, working on some things over here. That's why I ain't been live. I apologize about that. We gonna make it up, right? When I get right, y'all, we gonna make it up. We gonna be getting 2 and 3. We gonna be getting 2 and 3 lessons on the same day, right? Because if I could miss a day, then I could do 2 in the same day. Can I? Don't worry, y'all. Father willing, we gonna make it up. But I gotta line something up, y'all. I gotta line something up better for us. You know, believe me, I'm working on it, right? I'm working. When you don't see me, don't think it's because I ain't doing nothing. Nah, we got another life that we gotta build, right? Life after the GOCC, right? Praise the Most High. You know, but the scripture is here, and we're gonna throw it through the Strongs. What does it say? Matthew 5:48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Now let's slam that through the Strongs. Right? Matthew 5:48. We're gonna slam it through the Jang Strong. Matthew 40, Matthew 5:48. We're looking for let me put y'all over here with me. Now if you can see that, make that smaller so that maybe this could fit. Kabang, boom, kapow. Brought to its end. Finished. You know what it is to be finished, y'all? That's in your heart, y'all. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 13. You're done. You get that? You're done. Your heart is a heart of love. You're done, y'all. Wanting nothing. Right? Necessary to completeness. You'd have been able to chill. Right? You go back around the wicked so you could get chewed up. Right? Volunteer for that. Right? You'd have been all right. Wanting nothing necessary to completeness. Perfect. Right? G5046, G5046 in your Strongs. that which is perfect, right? To consummate human integrity and virtue. You could do that. You're complete. You're done. You get the heart of love, right? And you're done. Grown, full grown, adult, of full age, mature. That's what perfect is. It's mature. Does it mean that you ain't gonna make a mistake? No, it don't mean that. That ain't what perfect means. Right? No, it means you have everything you need. It means you lack nothing. We just read it. Brought to its end. You're brought to your end. Does that mean you won't slip up here and there? Yeah, you're going to slip up. You know what that's equivalent to? That's the same thing as if you drop something out your hand. Oh, oops, right? Oh man, let me get something to clean that up, right? What's the broom and the mop? Your apology. And you restoring what you broke, right? But you're perfect. That's what perfect is. When he tell us to be perfect, right? That don't mean you ain't going to catch something and tear the side of your jacket open. Oops, right? Yeah, you're going to still make mistakes. Things are still going to go wrong here and there. But mature. How did you handle it? Perfect is mature. We saw that, right? You're mature. Nobody can bribe you with nothing because you thinking sober, right? Like, man, who you think you talking to with that, man? Go on up out of here. No, I don't want that. No, no, there's nothing you can offer me. Can't offer me nothing, right? Let me get over here and visit with y'all a little bit. Dang, y'all ain't been saying nothing. Right? The list was short. Shout out your pod Judah, out Jeremiah cruising, out of car, right? Kasad Napash is in the building, just a higher, right? Kacho, son of man, is at the door, right? All praises to the Most High. Abram is in the building. All praises to the Most High. Ronnie Powell, Shalom, sir. Right? Ricardo Gonzalez is in the building. Shout out my brother. Right? Miss Angel 3. Shalom, my sister. Kaya or Kia. Nagaro. Shalom. Mark AZ is in the building. Right? Yeah. Got a co-worker listening. All praises to the Most High. Shalom, co-worker. Right? I pray all the greatest of your dreams come true if they lead you closer to your Creator. Right? Mark AZ is pulling out Ecclesiasticus 1 and 18. The fear of the Lord is the crown of wisdom. Right? What's wisdom, y'all? It's 9 spirits. Every time you see it, it's 9 spirits, family. Making peace in perfect health. To flourish, right? Making peace and perfect health to flourish. Is that not what we doing? Peace and perfect health, y'all. And you ain't in peace and perfect health if you eating inflammatory food, right? Oh man, you're gonna be in the ER. You're gonna be in the hospital. Ask me how I know, right? Causing peace and perfect health to flourish, y'all. Eat clean and love everybody, right? Peace and perfect health, y'all. Peace, love everybody. Perfect health, eat right. Stop putting that inflammatory junk in your mouth, right? Because it's going to upset your body, and inflammation leads to disease. And you'll be able to, you could just scratch that perfect health part. And if you're out here with a bad heart toward people, you can scratch the peace part out, right? And you will roll over on that part right there. It says making peace and perfect health to flourish. We got to make that to flourish, my family, right? Why? Both, which are the gifts of God. They're both the gifts of God. And it enlarge, right? They're rejoicing that love him. Right? What does that? Peace and perfect health. You're at peace. It don't say they are. They don't gotta be. They can hate you all upside your head all they want. But you're in peace. And if you're in peace, guess what? You're gonna be in perfect health. They match. They come together, y'all. You ain't gonna be in bad health and have peace. And you ain't gonna be in chaos and have perfect health. It's gonna take a toll on you. And guess where we're at when we accomplish all this? We're in a vineyard, y'all. We're growing healthy food, and we're at peace with all men. Right? Yes, yes, yes. Right? Can you break down Isaiah 58? Uh, yeah, why not? Let's go to it. I know that's a raw chapter. I have before, I think. I think we broke down this chapter before. I forgot what number it is though. But we did break this down. We do it again. Ain't no thing, ain't no thing. Anything for my brother and my sister, whatever you ask. Just cause you said it. Right? So let's get to it. Kapow. Right? Isaiah 58, whole chapter from the top. Cry aloud. So if we cry aloud, what are we doing? We're yelling out. Ah! Right? We're desperate, right? Spare not. That means hit everything, right? Don't miss nothing. Hit it all. Spare not, spare none, right? Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. What is that? You're crying, right? And when we're crying, when we're lifting up our voice, when we're speaking, what are we saying? And shew my people their transgression. Show my people, right? Who is the most highest people? He's going to tell us next. In the house of Jacob. That's who his people is, Jacob. Israelites. Tell Israelites what they doing wrong, basically. Is what that just said, right? 2. Yet they seek me daily, right? And delight to know my ways. As a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinances of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in an approaching to God. 3. Wherefore have we fasted? Right? Say they. And thou seest not. Wherefore have we afflicted our soul? And thou takest no knowledge. Behold, in the day of your fast ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors. For behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. Right? So, yet ye seek me daily. Now, if we ain't right, we're not really seeking the Most High. Right? Why? Because we sinning. Transgressions here, right? Yet they sinning like crazy, but yet they seek me daily. We can't do that, fam. It's a waste of time. You could do it, and you're doing it, but you're wasting your time. We gotta be right, fam, according to our own heart. We know our own heart. And we know we saw them ordinances, and we got up and we got dressed and we went out the door and we ran into that very situation and we flunked the test. We can't be doing that. We got to start passing. So, as we just read, what is it to be perfect? Mature. One of the attributes was mature. One of the adjectives, right? It was to be mature. So we got to grow up in our heads. And a lot of it is we acting like kids, right? Make sure you're not acting like no kid. Make sure you can't parallel yourself with a 5-year-old. What does a 5-year-old do? Something goes their way and now they don't want to participate, right? Now they drawing back, right? Or they see something and they become judgmental, right? And now they can't cooperate. Everything, all bets are off, right? We can't be like that, right? We got to fix ourselves, and that's to be mature, right? Our transgressions, they're happening because we're unhappy. You notice happiness and not sinning comes hand in hand. When you're happy, somebody presents you something, it's like, man, get out of here. I'm in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's vice versa. If you're in a bad situation, that good mood uh, will bring the rest of that goodness to you, right? So we can't be sinning if we're seeking the Father. You got to pick one. We get down on our knees and, oh, Father, please, right? You're crying in your prayers. And then you wake up in the morning and then you go out and be a butthole. How? How? Right? Yet they seek me daily, but they sinning like crazy. Right? Verse 2, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. We want to know what the Father doing. We worried about him, right? Oh, the Father this, the Father that. We worried about him. What are he going to do next? Oh, what if the... Yeah, but you messed it up in verse 1. You're sinning, right? You got to be told about your transgressions, right? In the house of Jacob, there's sins, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. They want to know what I'm going to do next, right? Well, stop sinning and you'll start falling on the right side of what his decisions are. He'll start blessing you and doing all of this delightful things for you, right? As a nation that did righteousness, as a nation that did righteousness. That's who knows his ways, right? They seek me and delight to know my ways, as if they really keeping this law, like, you know, as if they really did what they were supposed to do last Sabbath, right? As if they didn't step out their door last Sabbath, right? Nah, you went to church. You ran around like a chicken with your head cut off, and you bought gas. You stopped at the gas station, filled up your tank. Then you went inside to the register. You came out with a Twinkie and some water. You know what I'm saying? And then you ran around church and you helped everybody get stuff out their trunk till you broke a sweat. And you know what I'm saying? You don't keep this Sabbath. Y'all Sabbath breakers, man. And my brother gonna make it plain to you in what I'm working on right now. Shout out my brother J.J. Davis, right? It's gonna become clear to you, right? And delight to know my ways as a nation that did righteousness. You didn't do righteousness. How you seeking me daily and want to know what I'm up to, right? Father's talking, right? And forsook not the ordinances of their God. You forsook the ordinances. That's why things ain't working your way, right? They ask me the ordinances of justice. Oh, what you gonna do, Father? Right? This and that and blah blah. And everybody looking at everybody else, what everybody else's punishment is gonna be. I hope nobody get punished, y'all. I don't want anybody to get punished. I don't care what you did to me. I hope you get right with him, right? Everybody looking at what everybody else's justice is going to be, right? They take delight in approaching God. Oh, you love to face the east, right? Or Father, right? You love that, right? Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And you know that by heart. And you know what I'm saying? Don't be false in your heart, right? That's why we started this with real deal. 3, wherefore have we fasted? You're even fasting, right? They say, and thou seest not. I fasted, Father, and nothing didn't happen, right? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Yeah, he took knowledge. He watched you. He also watched you make him mad too, right? He also watched you get up from that prayer and go cussing and thinking you're slick, right? And popping your collar, right? He saw that too, right? He saw you lie. He saw you say that false junk out your mouth. And it voided all of your prayers and your fasting and all of that, right? Yeah, your stomach was empty, but you had a raw feeling in your heart for your brother or your sister. That's what's happening to your prayers and your fasting and all your stuff. You have to be right. First verse. Shew my people their transgressions, right? And the house of Jacob their sins. That's where you messed up. It don't matter. Fast all you want to. But if your heart ain't right, right? Get your heart right, not your mind. Your mind knows you did wrong. It jumped in front of you and you said, man, should I do this thing? If I do this, I'm going to be sinning. If I'm able to hold my water and be perfect and mature, right? Then I'm going to let this thing pass me. So I could do it or I could let it pass. Do it, let it pass. I'm going to do it. And then you do it, right? These forks in the road is coming all day. How do I know? Because I had to start picking the right road when I came to that fork, right? I'm no different. That's how I could talk this like this, because I've been through it. And I'm telling you, you got to start picking that right choice every time. And you know which one it is. Your mind is right. Your heart ain't. Right? Get your heart right, not your mind. Wherefore have we afflicted our souls, and thou takest. He seen it. He saw you fasting. Right? Behold, in the day of your fast, ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Those are labors. The law are labors. Right? Behold, in the day of your fast, you find pleasure. When? When you exact all your labor. When your actions match those prayers. That's when your fast is going to matter. That's when you're going to find pleasure in your fast, right? When you exact, what is it to exact? All your labor, not some of them, all your labors, right? And don't get me wrong, you don't got to exact them all. You could miss a few and he's still going to look out for you. But how many are you messing up though? That number has to be smaller than the ones that you're getting right. So he's very merciful, y'all. I wasn't all the way right when I saw the electric blue, right? I had one thing I was still doing wrong. But when he showed me what he showed me, Cold turkey, man. That thing was gone. That thing that I couldn't stop doing, right? It was gone. See what I'm saying? So he's very merciful. Give him that 90%, y'all. He gonna give you the 10. Right? 4, behold, ye fast for strife and debate. Can't be doing that. Right? You can't fast for strife and debate and to smite with the fist of wickedness. You can't fast for that. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day. You can't fast for that. To make your voice to be heard on high. That's not what makes the Most High hear you. Can't fast and strife. You can't fast because you hate somebody. Nah. You got to fast with the heart of 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Right? 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush? You know? And to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke. Right? These are the things that we fasting and praying for, ain't it? Loose the bands of wickedness off us, Father, please, right? Lift the heavy burdens, right? Oh, Father, these hard times, they on my back, Father, what am I? Ain't that the kind of stuff we praying when we fasting, and you know what I'm saying? And that the oppressed go free. Oh, the oppressor, right? Esau, right? It's all about Esau and how his foot on our neck. Oh, please, Father, right? And that ye break every yoke. That's what we asking the Father. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry? Feed the hungry, right? You hungry. But guess what? You got bread. You can't pay your bills. You feeling the way about how broke you are, but you can afford a loaf. You can afford a loaf, and you can give it to somebody that ain't got the $5 that you got for the loaf. You see that? Take your $5 and get that loaf. And matter of fact, don't give them the starch. Right? We have to know how to do charity. We got to know charity. Give them some quinoa bread. Right? Give them some chickpea bread. Right? And you yourself, stop eating that stuff. Stop feeding it to your family. It's clogging you up and it's doing you bad. It ain't going out of you and it's just accumulating. It's just accumulating. We're going to go into that. Stay tuned. Keep tapping in. I meant to go into some health stuff tonight, but we got caught up with this. But we'll go in soon. Right? But you got the loaf. You can afford the loaf. Do a deed. right? Is it that thou deal bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house, right? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, that, right? That thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh, right? You're hiding from your own flesh. Yeah, I did that thing, but so what, right? And then you chop chop chop, you dip 5 corners real quick, right? And leave that mess that you did and act like you didn't see it, right? You're hiding from your own fleshly acts, right? Man, he's telling us, right, how to fix, right, that yoke that we need broken, how we're oppressed, how we dealing with heavy burdens, how the burdens is heavy on our back, right? How the bands of wickedness is on us, right? What's loose the bands of wickedness? That's our own wickedness, fam. The things that you can't stop doing, that's how you pray, right? Ain't that how we pray? We loose these bands of wickedness off me, Father, right? When you feel like that wickedness got you and you can't do right, right? When that wickedness is on your back, right? Yeah. So he braiding you up. Listen, is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, right? How you doing with that, right? And that you bring the poor to your house that's cast out. A lot of us won't do that, right? Shout out to the people who are doing things like that. So you know what you do? You make a house for them, right? If your fear is too big, if your fear is bigger than your love, make a place, right? Make a place. Get with Jerry. Get your 501c3. Open you up a boarding home. Make a space, right? That's another thing we can do. That should be somebody's forte. Apply yourself out there, fam, to something charitable. Open that up in your life. Open that up in your life, right? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, right? And that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh. So we asking the Father for this stuff. Father, can you do this? Can you do that? He looking back at us like, you do it. You do it for them and I'll do it for you. Because you could do that right now. You are able-bodied enough to do that right now. You're asking me for all of this stuff. Well, guess what? You do that for somebody. You give them what they can't get, and I'll give you what you asking me for. Right? You gotta know your Father, man. That's the Most High all day right there, y'all. He's like, don't come asking me for something that you can do for somebody else. Cause you got people, you're seeing people all day that need what you have, and you have it to spare, and you didn't give it to them when you seen them. and then you come ask me for something. I'm telling you, everywhere this book take you, you might as well, it's going to tie you right back into 1 Corinthians chapter 13, y'all. Have I lied yet? Somebody put it in the chat if I lied. It's going to keep taking you back there. The Father keep telling us to do the same thing, fam. All throughout this book, right? 8. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, right? And thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. What is that, y'all? That's the sapphire. That's the glory of the Lord, that place where I went. That shall be your reward. Right? That's what it told us to do. We hit him with our problems. He hit us with his problem. That's his problem right there. The bread is his problem to the hungry. It's his problem, right? The house to the casted out. That's his problem, right? Clothing the naked, right? That's his problem. And the way you hide your sins, that's his problem. The way you dip out on your wrongdoing and not face it and not fix it or nothing, that's his problem. And then he said he'll do what? Right? The light shall break forth like the morning. Oh, your life is going to brighten up, right? And thine health, we pray about that. We sick, right? Then your health shall spring forth, right? Speedily. So that's fast, right? And trust me, I've been dealing with these kidneys forever, right? But I tell you, since I've been talking to y'all these past few months, I've healed more in those few months than I did that whole other 2 years. So it said he's going to spring forth speedily, y'all. And thy righteousness shall go before thee. So no more begging to loose the bands of wickedness, right? There's your righteousness right there. It just told you how to get it, right? And the glory of the Lord shall be your reward. And that's it. It ain't only at the sapphire or in the bosom of Abraham or nothing. You walk the earth with that on you. And the devils can smell it, y'all. They smell it. They smell the glory of the Lord on you, right? So don't be looking at them to be friends, right? Nah, you gotta go with the people that are like you. And when you run into the others, you try to rub off on them. And that's what Christ was doing, right? But he wasn't hanging with them. He was passing. Believe that. He was passing. And he went on about his business. They had encounters, right? Yeah. That part. Please understand what's being asked of you, right? He's telling us how to get it. And if you want to find out if he's lying or not, do it. Do it. Right? 9. Then shalt thou call and the Lord shall answer. Then them prayers gonna start counting, right? Then you ain't gonna be asking about, hey, did I fast? Did you see it? Did you see me fast, Lord? You ain't gonna have to ask that, right? Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and the Lord shall say, here I am. Oh, whoa, right? Wouldn't you like that? If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, and put forth the finger, and speaking vanity, right? Blaming people. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke. So you got something on your neck, right? That you can't get off. Get it off, right? The putting forth of the finger. You blaming people. You pointing fingers at folks. And that's stopping you from cleaning your heart up. You're mad with folks. Right? I'm not mad at nobody, man. I'm telling y'all constantly. But you be talking about this and talking about that. Well, it's the truth. Right? Ain't it? They gave you that example, right? When we teach out of this book, we use the examples that we have and that we connected on. Right? And don't see the people. It ain't about that. It's about the demonstration that they left for us to identify with this book. That's all it's about. The action, not whatever face flashes in your head, right? It's not about that. You know, praise the Most High. Nah. We're understanding what we need to clean up in us. The past is the past. Whatever is back there is back there. We forgive that. We move forward, but we have our examples at the same time. We can't be putting forth the finger, and we can't be speaking vanity. It's got to be loaded with wisdom, right? It can't be about glitter and gold and who's the best that and, you know, who has this and who lacks that. It can't be about that, right? It's got to be wisdom in it to grow from, right? It's got to end in acts of charity, right? We're basically getting all this knowledge we're getting to go and do charity, right? At the end of it, you better be doing something selfless, right? That's why we're doing this. That's why everything that has happened has happened. For as long as you've been alive. If you're 35, then there you go. If you're 49, then there you go, right? However long you've been alive, if you're 22. Everything in your life that has happened because it was trying to bring you to a heart of love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, faith, meekness, goodness, temperance. Right? Those 9 fruits of wisdom, which is the Holy Spirit. It's very simple. The Bible is a literal book. Your mood is what you need to change. Right? You wake up and you really want to be funky, fight that and smile, right? And do a little dance and say all praises to the Most High and snap your fingers, right? And then rush over to the fridge and get something out of there with no starch, with no sugar, with not all of the toxins that your flesh gonna break down into when you eat that, right? diet is big on this, y'all. You never had a chance because you woke up and you ate bad. That stuff controls your mood purposely, y'all. That's why we got to come up out of their grocery store. Because they know what they feeding you and they know what they're going to make happen in your day. You got to stop trusting them people with what you putting in your mouth, fam. That part. Okay? 9, then shalt thou call, right? And the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry. And he shall say, here I am. That's what we want. We want the Father to show up when we call for him, right? But only if what? If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke. The same stuff. You don't get tired of the same old ways. You keep going through the same cycle again. The same thing keep making you mad, and you keep jumping up like you're going to do something, and then you get to the same area where it's like you fold out, right? That's a yoke, fam. That's something on your neck that you can't break, right? You keep getting to the same part. Oh, I don't want to do that. And then you go around another loop, and then you come back around to what? To the same same problem, right? That make you get mad and jump up again. Like you gonna do something, and then I don't want to do that, right? Oh, let me crawl back, right? Let me sink back down into my seat, right? Praise the Most High. Nah, we gotta stop doing that. And what is it that we got to do? Clean your heart up. All you got to do is start loving. What did it say next? The putting forth the finger. Right? Because you didn't do something right. And then, but see, if you would have, we got to put it somewhere else. Nah, it ain't them, it was you. You attempted that. You jumped up out of your seat like you was going to get busy, and then you didn't want to get busy, and then you look around. Oh, but man, if you would have blah, blah. Nah. Right? Putting forth the finger. What is that? That's immature. That's less than perfect, right? We saw what perfect was an attribute of, right? Speaking vanity. It's vain when you saying it. When you blaming other people, it's vain. That's what vanity come from, vain, right? Putting forth the finger. No, it wasn't their fault. It was you, right? 10, and if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, your soul to the hungry. Now, you got to feel for them when you see them, right? And satisfy the afflicted soul, then shalt the light rise in obscurity. Right? Obscurity, darkness. That's the way up out of your darkness. That's the light that's going to draw you out of your obscurity. What? Drawing out your soul to the hungry. Now, this is the chapter of Jacob's sin. We know how this starts. We be tearing verse 1 up. Right? We come here. Right? We love this. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. In the house of Jacob, there's sins, right? We tearing this up, right? And then we leave here, and then we go talk about something like fringes. We leave this. No, this is talking about charity. This is talking about what you're doing selflessly for another. We leave here, and then we go talk about the Sabbath. Which the Sabbath is good, but I say that because we break it. You talking about the Sabbath, you're not keeping a solid Sabbath yourself. You ran around the whole county all Sabbath long. You left early in the morning, and when you came back, it was dark. Wasn't it? Yes, yes, yes. It sure was. Hold on, let me make me some space real quick. Hopefully that fixed what I need to fix. And then right, so let's get back. Yeah, you see what we've been doing though? We want to talk about our pet peeves in the Bible. Nobody is lining this up here. Con, that's what this was talking about the whole time. The Father is telling us how to correct our sins. And this is always included. Drawing out your soul to the hungry, right? Your darkness will be turned as the noonday, right? Your life will brighten up. All of those things it complained about back there, it'll brighten up. 11, and the Lord shall guide thee continually. He trying to guide us now, but he's giving us instructions and we're not following, right? In order to be guided, we got to follow. And satisfy thy soul in drought. So it's a drought and everybody else is dying of thirst, not you. You're going to satisfy your soul in a drought. And that's how this feels, fam. That's how it feels. Like it's a drought and you the only one with a glass of water. Right? And everybody want to snatch your glass of water from you, but they ain't got no lips to even drink it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's something that can't be stolen from you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? And make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like a watered garden. Here we go back in the vineyard, right? It's always, do you guys see this? It's always together. Perfection and brightness is always going to have charity somewhere around there. You can count on that. And it's going to talk about something growing and being watered to be a fruitful or something like that, right? Branches and roots and water and growth and, you know what I'm saying? Fruit. And it's always going to be in the same vicinity. Y'all don't see this vineyard. We just came from another what was the Proverbs 24, and it did the same thing to us. Y'all see this whole book is vineyards, right? And cleaning up your act and being charitable, right? In love. It's all going to intertwine. Perfect, right? The things that we need and the things that we lack. And it's telling you what you got and what you could be doing. Give and you'll get. See that? It don't matter where we go. Who been following and is seeing this? Every time we in this book, y'all. And every time we read these whole chapters, they lead you in this whole book is saying the same thing. 12. And they that shall be of thee shalt build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. And that's what I'm doing. Build the old waste places. What is that? That's that vineyard that we lost. Now they poisoning us, right? Thou shalt raise up the foundation. What is that? Where we started. We're the shepherd kings, right? Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations. So how many generations ago was it that we lost that? We're going to raise them up. We get it all back. It's like we never lost it when we get it back. When we plant these vineyards and when we're feeding each other, right? We're going to feed the world. We're going to do what Christ said do and feed my sheep, right? And thou shalt be called what? The repairer of the breach. What's a breach? A break, a rip. And you know what a repairer is? We are going to be the ones who put things back together for Israel, who patch up that patch for Israel, y'all. When we eating fruit, huh? That's going to fix everything, our poverty problem and all of that, right? Farmers, y'all. When a farmer flip a harvest, it's in the millions, okay? We going to be all right, okay? And then we going to pick our people up. And then we going to be able to go to the hood and say, man, drop that dope and come get in this field and pick some fruit, right? Pick some produce and work in the heat with a rag, right? If you want to do that. If we're going to give a way out for our people, right? And when we come and pull them off the block, you ain't going to no church. You going to a farm, right? Yes, yes, yes. That 40 acres and that mule, huh? Deliverance for our people. Healthiness too. Right? Uh-huh. That's what this is talking about. Right? 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day. Here he goes. He goes into that. Ain't that, man, ain't that what I'm always talking about, y'all? It's blowing me away. I'm ready to cry. Right? Because this is straight out the sapphire, y'all. It's a cold thing. Right? Turn away your foot from the Sabbath. Right? That means turn your toes back towards your porch. Turn away your foot from the Sabbath, right? If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, doing thine own pleasure on my holy day. So you ain't going to turn your foot back? You going to keep going somewhere? That's crystal clear, y'all. From doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight. Call it a delight. Call the Sabbath a delight. Don't loathe it. Oh man, I gotta go do this. I gotta stay home and blah blah. Right? The holy of the Lord honorable, and shalt honor him, right? Not doing thine own ways. Those are your ways that you're doing. He didn't say do that. You can't find it where he told you to spend your Sabbath the way you guys spend your Sabbath. No. When we talk to you about that, you blame everything on grace. You start gracing it up, right? Nah. Nor finding thine own pleasure. Those are your pleasures, not his. Nor speaking thine own words. Right? Those are your words. 14. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride on the high places of the earth. Are you riding on the high places of the earth? Or are you sick and complaining? Right? And scared of Esau and all of that. You ain't scared of Esau if you're riding on the high places of the earth. You ain't chasing him down trying to watch his every move because you're scared. We ain't scared of Esau over here. He could do whatever he want to do. They could do whatever they want. I ain't even scared since I got right. No. What I say? They could do whatever they want. I don't even care since I got right with your statutes. I ain't even scared. Right? Adversary tried to charge me. Yeshaya paid the fare. Nappy beard, they think I'm weird. Yeah, that's this holy hair. Right? And feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. That's what we want to be fed with. With the heritage of Jacob, our father. It's pleasant. It ain't all of this stuff that's dragging you down. And guess what it is? It's Hebrew. It's the Hebrew language, right? The heritage of Jacob, your father, right? It's these fringes, right? It's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. What is wisdom? Off the top smoking. What 9 fruits is that? That's what you're going to be fed with. Jacob was pleasant, right? That's what you're going to be fed with. The heritage of Jacob, thy father, right? Everything that this world stole and turned it wicked. Now it's wicked out here, and even the wicked is complaining. The wicked took it and turned it wicked, and now they're complaining because it's wicked. You see that? They're never going to be happy. Happiness is impossible for the wicked. So we got to take this back and have this thing be righteous, at least for those who come among us. So, everywhere people are, they're getting did wrong. This is going to be the one sanctuary in the earth where you're going to come and all of that garbage ain't going to happen to you. Because it's about having a heart over here. It's about having a heart over here. Now let's shut this down. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. It don't matter how many languages you know how to speak. If you ain't speaking charity in them, then you're just making noise. 2. And though I have the gift of prophecy, who cares how well you can break this book down? What's your charity like? Huh? And understand all mysteries. It don't matter that hidden thing that you caught that everybody else missed. What did you do for anybody else today? How that charity looking like? Right? How your patience looking like? How's those 9 fruits doing? Huh? And all knowledge. You know it, but how much of it are you doing? How much of it are you following? Right? All of this knowledge we got just to do what? Guess what? Give it to somebody else. How much of your knowledge have you spread it today? And that's why we go out on this corner and we yell at everybody moving in public, right? That's why we do that, because of this, right? And though I have all faith, you got faith, where's the works? What are the works? What you yield forth. I don't know what we thought works were. What do y'all think works are? It's charity, man. Oh, he did this, he did that, he did blah, blah. But what did he do selflessly? You can't count nothing that he got a dollar amount for. Can't count that. What did he do for free? Right? Yeah. That part. Right? So that I could remove mountains. Yeah, you could remove a mountain, but what that charity looking like, right? And have not charity, I am not. You ain't nothing. Saith the Most High. You ain't nothing. Right? He's not delighting in you. He don't care about all of that great stuff you know how to do. How much of it helps somebody else, right? And not indirectly either. You got to be doing it on purpose. You got to be helping them on purpose, right? Their help got to be on your mind while you do what you do, right? You can't just open up this book and read it and then claim that that's your charity, right? Nah, it has to be all the way across the board. We got to be willing to give up anything and everything, right? For the sake of charity. We can't just read this book and browbeat and then close the book and then go be mean everywhere else and then come back and open the book again and browbeat again. Nah, that's not a life of charity, fam. And that's what a lot of brothers, they think long as they open up this book and read us some scriptures, nah, it's greater than that. Yeah, they reading us these scriptures and then they doing all kind of dirt and it's all kind of people running around everywhere hurt. And I ain't gonna lie, some of them, they had it coming. But it's a lot of people as well that didn't deserve what happened to them, right? Because brothers is unrighteous. That part, right? But the Most High said, you ain't nothing. Right? Though you know how to do all of those great things, right? And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor. Why did you do that? To be seen of men? Then that's your reward then. This ain't gonna count for you. You received the reason why you did that. Right? If you did it for the Father, we don't get paid until we die. That's when we get paid for what we did for the Father. Right? Of course, he gonna bless us in his way, but that's up to him. We don't know when that happened. We don't know which situation is for which, right? Unless they happen back to back, and that happens sometimes. But yeah, you better believe sometimes he blessing you for something you did a month ago, right? But you could give up all your goods to feed the poor. You could do that in the wrong heart, and it'll profit you nothing, right? And though I give my body to be burned, right? You putting your physical body through all kind of crazy stuff. But what's your motive? Because if your motive ain't charity, then guess what? It profited you nothing, right? It don't afford you nothing. It ain't gonna get you nothing. Whatever you did it for, then you did it for that. And you got that. And that was your reward. And that's what the precept mean when it's saying you've had your reward, right? Why are you dying coming before my gate looking at me? You got paid for that on the earth, right? Yeah, right. For charity suffereth long. It suffers long, right? It ain't doing it because it's looking for something. It's doing it because it's the right thing to do. And if we get paid, sometimes we ain't gonna get paid for it in this life. Our reward is not on this side, right? So charity suffers long. And while it's suffering, it's kind. It don't suffer with a bad attitude. It don't suffer busting shots back, right? It suffers and it's kind. It's still nice. It's still shooting blessings out, right? Yes, yes, yes. Charity envy, if not, it's not jealous, right? It don't care. It don't care what anybody has, right? It's okay with that. Charity vaunteth not itself, right? It's not about itself. It's not shooting for itself. It's already full. It can't take anymore. Basically, it's already running over. What is that? The Holy Spirit does that. Those 9 fruits, it makes you feel like that. You don't need anything. Life just is what it is. And that's how Satan can't bribe you with anything. You're a thorn in his side, ain't it? It's not puffed up. It's not prideful, right? 5, does not behave itself unseemly, right? Seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. It's not sitting there thinking evil and wishing bad and all of that, right? It doesn't want anybody to suffer. Con. 7, beareth all things. It bears all. You ever heard that? Bear all? Yeah. It's not big on hiding, right? It's ready for whatever jacket you want to put on it. It doesn't not do something because it's worried about what you're gonna say. Right? It's gonna bring you into the understanding. Because charity edifies, right? Believeth all things. It believes all things. Everything, anything is possible, right? It hopeth all things, right? Not only does it believe it, but it really sees it coming true. That's faith. Hopeth all things, right? The substance of things hoped for, ain't it? Endureth all things. So it's going to last through it all. It's going to see everything out, right? Charity never fails. It never fails. It will always do what it's meant to do. If somebody is hungry and you feed them, then charity has succeeded. It doesn't fail. It's always going to do what the Father set it out to do. And that's why he made it, so that we can do it and do that work and be to him what we're supposed to be to him, right? Sons and daughters. And he'll be our father. And then we won't have to worry about all of this stuff that kick our butts every day. See what I'm saying? Right? So nah, charity never fails. But whether there be prophecies, all those prophecies, they shall fail. When? When you get to that throne and all of them precepts you knew don't help you. That's when, right? Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. When? When you get to that throne and everything that's coming out your mouth can't help you, right? Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. When? When everything you know don't help you at the throne, that's when. It don't matter. Why? Because you did not love. That's what this chapter is telling you, right? Verse 9, for we know in part. You knew pieces and parts, right? And we prophesy in part. And you said what you knew, but it was only pieces and parts. 10, but when that which is perfect is come, right? And what is that? The very chapter that you're reading. It's the reason why it's saying this in this chapter, right? But when that which is perfect is come. This chapter is perfect, fam. What is perfect? We just read it. Mature. One of the attributes, right? Completeness. Mature, grown, adult, of full age. All of that stuff was on that Strong's number. But when that is come, how you seal everything up, which is this chapter. This is how you seal everything up. When that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. That stuff, those little pieces and parts that you knew went out the window, right? And that remind me of having a tape back in the days and getting every little song that you could possibly get, right? Before you got the whole album, right? So I got these 2 songs on this tape. I got this half of a song that I recorded off the radio on this tape, right? It's a black TDK, right? I got a few other songs on the Clear Maxell, right? I got about 5 tapes making up this album, and I switch around through these tapes, right? And there's some songs that I don't have on none of these tapes, right? But guess what's going to happen to all of these tapes I got when I finally get that whole album? It's scrapped, ain't it? You going to put in that one tape, this 1 Corinthians chapter 13 right here, fam, this that one tape. Shout out to all the OGs out there who know what I'm talking about with the tapes. Because if you was born in 97, baby, you only know CDs and up. All praise to the Most High. And ain't nothing wrong with that, It's a beautiful thing. Glad you're here. Glad you're listening. But, some things went on, before you got here to this rock that they call Earth. Right? And all praises to the Most High. But that which is in part, it go out the window. Right? 11. When I was a child. Here we go. I spake as a child. That's when they wasn't perfect, right? And what is a child? Not mature. Perfect is mature, ain't it? See this? Y'all see this, fam? When I was a child, before I wasn't mature, I spake like I wasn't mature. I understood like I wasn't mature. I thought like I wasn't mature, right? But when I became a man, when I became mature, I put away childish things. I started doing mature things, right? When I became mature, I was mature. I behaved mature. 12. For now we see through a glass, darkly. Not anymore. We're seeing clear. Ain't you? Don't you see this clear? Don't this? I think this Bible should be easy for you now, right? It's not hard, right? It's not grievous. See that? See why he said it wasn't grievous? We've been looking at that scratching our head like, come on, Father, this is hard. This is hard. It's not hard, fam. We just didn't know. We was seeing through a glass darkly. He wasn't tying it together for us. So we was struggling trying to keep, 1,000 commandments, and they was all scattered. Now you see how this one chapter sums everything up? It's easy to jump on this and just fix your attitude. Fix your attitude and you fix all this, right? Do charity. It don't even tell you, you don't even got to have anything to do charity. You can give compliments all day. That's charitable. You're giving people something that they didn't have before you spoke. And guess what you're doing for yourself? Ooh, you're building yourself up, right? You're putting big muscles all over your armor while you just, you know, uh, lifting somebody else up. You could do that with your mouth, right? Go be nice. Go be a pleasant smell in everybody's nose. I keep saying it. And tell me you got a problem on the other side of that. I'll ask you again now how you feel. And you're going to go crazy. Oh, bronze, man. Thanks, brother. And then blah, blah, blah. Right? No, don't thank me. Thank the Father. He sent it for all of us. I've been living it since 2015. I'm on my 10th year. Right? Glory be unto his holy name. And it was hidden. This is one of the mysteries that it talks about, right? For now we see through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. Now we're really seeing ourselves. Okay, yeah, now I know what I'm doing, right? Now I see my face. I see what the world and the Most High is looking at when they look at me. Okay, okay, man, I'm hanging out like this. Let me get this right. You know? Got a little fruit hanging out of the loom, right? Oh, let me fix this real quick, right? Oh, I'm an arrow over there. And it ain't burdensome, right? How you tell people, right? How you bring out Isaiah 58 and everybody want to get all offended and in their feelings and mad at you because you're bringing out what they're guilty of. It ain't like that, right? You're happy to jump on this and get this thing together, right? Verse 13. Oh, wait a minute. Before we go there. But then shall I know even as I am known. Now I can see. Now I can see myself. Right? 13. And now abideth faith, hope, charity. What is faith? Your level of belief in God. What is hope? The things that you desire to see come. Without that, you fold out. Without that, you give all of this up. Without that, you run to the devil and all of his glitter and all of his pomp, right? And charity. Charity is the third thing. What is that? What is that? That's what you do faithfully. That's what you do selflessly for another. That's your contribution that you make with your life. That's what charity is, right? That's what you give. These three, right? Faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity greatest of these is charity. Wow. Why? Because faith becomes no more good when you're face to face with the Father. You don't need faith anymore. You got him. He's in front of you. You're looking at him. That goes out the window. Hope goes out the window. Why? Because it came true. You're here. What hope do you need? I know how that feel, fam. I didn't need no hope, right? In the sapphire. It became worthless. Faith and hope became worthless. But that's everything when you're in this realm. If you're in this realm without faith and hope, see you later. Right? Good luck. If you walking around here with no faith and no hope, yikes. You ain't going nowhere good. I'll tell you that. But guess what? That stuff becomes no more good when you see what I saw, right? But guess what? Guess what charity was? That was the realm, y'all. It was the realm of that. It was the home of that. We like a beehive of love, right? Oh, it was so many souls. Let me put it there. Kapow. There it is. The greatest of these is charity, my people. Right? That has been another conference. I love y'all with all my heart, flaws and all. And we can't do nothing but get better, y'all. We can't do nothing but get bigger and better and more beautiful. And that's what we gonna do. Watch the Most High. Watch him. You'll rejoice. You'll rejoice soon. Y'all tap in. Let me put this here. Put that there. Pow. The email. Y'all link in. Y'all hit the $ fringes. Hit the Cashapp. If it be your will to do that. So that we can maneuver and do things and spread things around. Right? Fringes.net. Do you some shopping. Get you some clothes. Right? And hit that email, y'all. Let me know your ideas. Let's come together. I'm opening up the land for tabernacles. If you want to bring a tent, and let's do what we do. Tap in. Send an email if you want to do that. And I'll welcome you out here. And, bring some gas if you want power. I have multiple generators. We'll spread the power around. If you're near me, you can get on my generator, but I got a few more. We could spread them out through the land. I got a lot of land shaved. Put quite a few tents out here. I got an upper level and a lower level and all of that, so you're welcome to it. Bring your guns. We'll put a gun in every corner. Cause there's beasts out here, but they all right. They ain't gonna bother us. Right? Especially if you're righteous, you tame it. I am Adam. Things do what I say. I named them in the Garden of Eden. Right? We put a gun in every corner. And, you know, these things hear a gunshot and they know what that is. They get off away from here when you get to barking. Right? So, let's do it, y'all. Tabernacles, right? At the vineyard. Let's do it. You know? All praises to the Most High. I love y'all. I'm going to tap in with y'all soon. We'll be going live soon. We're going to bring out some lesson. I don't know. I'll draw something up real quick for us to bring out. But there's some other stuff in the works too. Y'all about to see soon. Right? Glory to the Most High.
You know, boy, we got these cats. These cats got all this stuff pulling their hearts in all kind of directions, right? But Matthew 5:8 tell us, only the pure in heart shall see the Most High. Let's take it to him, my Trinity style.
We don't get down with no sorcery. No habitual ritual rights up in way. This is what you call real ways. Real deal spill, no time to chill. We don't get down with no sorcery. We really live in this walk, we talk all day. This is what you call real ways. Real deal spill, no time to chill. I don't really play no games. I understand that they're real flames. And if you do, you will hang. Ain't really in this thing for no fame. I'm not for no money. I'm only for life eternally. So I pray, Father, please say, I pray that I am able to hold on, stay strong. Please guide me from all of this evil and this wrong. I'm doing my best to stay connected to you, staying true to what I read in your book. This is true as the sky's blue, no voodoo. We don't get down with no sorcery, no habitual ritual rights up in way. This is what you call real ways, real deal spill, no time to chill. We don't get down with no sorcery. We really live in this walk, we talk all day. This is what you call real ways, real deal spill, no time to chill.
Talking this, talking, you could talk it with me. Unfortunately for the haters, ain't no stalling in me. Walking this, walking, you could walk it with me. Unfortunately for the fakers, I'ma document it. Shut up, rhymes. You exposing my folly, making it hard for me to front. Not in it for the long run. Just wanna look the part, just trying to have a little fun. Are you playing games?
Playing games.
Better get it together, boy, you headed for them flames. Book of James, the tongue can no man tame. Bully him like I'm Ving Rhames with this King James. Father then gave us too much ammo for them to handle. No lies, surviving the spirit and flesh battle. Real deal, open season on all demons. For my soul's really seeking how to enter in the kingdom. We don't
get down with no sorcery. No habitual ritual rights up in way. This is what you call real race. Real deal spill, no time to chill. We don't get down with no sorcery. We really live in this walk, we talk all day. This is what you call real race. Real deal spill, no time to chill. See, this is real deal. I'm out the yacht, doing the work in the body of Christ. Non-stop. See, Brunity, we ain't letting her. My brother through the spirit said we going up. So we gotta keep stepping in, no deception. Can't be living hypocritical, living the physical. We gotta be about the spiritual. Stay away from rituals and contrast. Can't make no deal with no devil, trash that. Gotta move past that. See them tricks with the kids of darkness. We the children of light. Now walk in spirit and truth and what he called you to do. No time for smoke or mirrors on the magic. This is real deal spill. We don't get down with no sorcery. No habitual ritual rights up in way. This is what you call real race. Real deal spill. No time to chill. We don't get down with no sorcery. We really live in this walk, we talk all day. This is what you call real race. Real deal spill. No time to chill.